Listen, I want to tell you about this bloke you never heard of called Dave Taylor, who, by the way, in the daytime is a civil servant and his job is printing Hansard. And here he is, here's some pictures of him at the weekend. And by the way, he had an incredible impact on child immunisation in Africa.
There was this guy with, large glasses and a very quiet and serious demeanour.
He was a leader in all the things he went and did on motorcycles.
I think Dad saw every task as an opportunity rather than an obligation.
And would do stuff that no one else would do.
He was introducing a new spectre of motorcycling. Like, he attracted people, rapport, character, charisma.
Mischievous sense of humour, but you had a sense of solidity about him.
He certainly turned up the charm for the ladies. It was like Clark Kent turning into Superman.
It was the Man of Steel,
One minute he's riding the bike along and he just jumps off the back and he's kneeling down, and so it looks as if there's nobody riding the bike. And the only controls for the bike would be a squeeze throttle and this 6-foot-long gear change. The crowd would go absolutely wild and the marshals were going bonkers because they thought he'd fallen off. Barry Sheen was being interviewed on TV while Dave was doing his display, and he kept stopping because he told him afterwards, Barry told him, he said, I thought you were going to fall off every time you came round,
You don't ride round the Alaman TT circuit 37 odd miles on the back wheel without a lot of homework.
I was just like, shit, how does he do that, It really made me appreciate what he done. I mean, I ride on 2 wheels. And I'm fairly competitive when I was racing, but when you see someone like that riding on 1 wheel around the Isle of Man, it was just amazing, fantastic. No one, even now, today, no one has managed to repeat that. There's lots of people that can wheelie very slowly, there's lots of people that can wheelie straight, fast, but there's no one that can wheelie from walking pace to 110 miles an hour.
So there was this paradox between the fact that he was doing what might look crazy to somebody, but he also did it with great care and preparation.
The crowds loved it, and that's where he got the pull to attract the safety campaign.
He did the road safety campaign for his friends that he lost when he was a teenager.
Which affected him, and he always remembered that.
He succeeded tremendously in his short period of life.
30, 40 years on, I meet people now that said, if it wasn't for your dad and his trail park, I would never be riding a motorcycle today. And I meet people all the time, all over the place. Even people I've raced with over the years, they used to say to me, bloody hell, your dad, I got into motorcycles because your dad came to my school.
A lot of people around today who've never heard of Dave Taylor could still learn from the stuff he was saying 20 years ago.
He was at a school, collapsed while doing a lecture in front of all the school children after doing his display in the playground.
He told me it was horrendous. He had a stomach ulcer that burst.
And it was cancerous, and they said, there's not much more we can do for you.
And they gave him 6 months to live.
Changed his diet completely on a macrobiotic diet, which is all natural food, seeds and pulses.
Because he did get into the spiritual healing, and I'm sure that it kept him alive.
Here he was somebody who had looked death in the face through illness and had conquered that.
He survived because he had a different way of thinking.
Because of his own experience. He turned a negative into a positive.
A one-off politician, diplomat, stuntman, presentation, teacher.
He was like a Renaissance man of motorcycling.
He was a great man, Dave Taylor, and who would know it? Who would even know? Didn't shout about himself, and I think about him all the time, as a matter of fact. Dave, what was that about? Dave Taylor, my goodness, yeah.